Hey guys, my name is JAde and welcome to Dallas Jamming. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why the Teenage Engineering OP-1 is not just a hipster toy, but an actual production tool. So last year was the 10th anniversary of the OP-1 and it came with a nice price jump. Suddenly there was a scarcity of OP-1s, we didn't know if they were going to be discontinued, the prices went up on eBay like crazy, and then they finally came out and said that no, we are bringing the OP-1 back, but it's going to be $12.99 now. Do I think that it's worth $12.99? To that I can only say something is only worth as much as you're willing to pay for it. So if there's people that were willing to pay $2,000, $3,000 for an OP-1 when the prices were crazy, that just leads to tell you something. Despite its toy-like appearance, the OP-1 has claimed a permanent spot in many musicians' setup. There's a specific niche that the OP-1 feels that not everyone is after. There are also no real true competitors to the OP-1, like there is no one piece of device that I can think of that checks all the boxes of what the OP-1 does. It's a polyphonic synthesizer with a built-in tape recorder, drum machine, effects, sampling, looping, MIDI controller if you need it to be. It's battery powered. And let's take a minute to talk about the battery, because the battery on the OP-1 is like no other battery out there. Like every single synthesizer company should take note from OP-1 with this crazy battery that literally I've flown across the country and back with the OP-1 and the battery is still good. I can go at least a couple of months without using it and turn it on and the battery is like halfway used. So the battery on the OP-1 is something that definitely needs to be taken into consideration when you're shopping for something like this. And also the fact that it looks like it came from the future, I mean, who came up with this design? It's amazing. I know that they were inspired by the Casio VL1, but this is just a whole new machine. Like, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful piece of machinery. And if you can't appreciate that, then this is probably not for you. Now, I know that the form factor isn't for everyone. The lack of velocity sensitivity and the small computer-like keys might be enough to turn somebody off. Portability might not be something that you're after. But for me, the feature that makes the OP-1 superior to any other portable device out there is the ability to record into 4 separate tracks, which can later be exported as individual WAV files. I know 4 tracks doesn't seem like enough, and sometimes it isn't, and even though you can make a complete song using just the OP-1 and export it as one stereo file, I really feel like you take the song from good song to great song when you do process those sounds further. Like adding a compressor to your drums, reverb and delay to your melodies, all of the things that take the track from kind of beginner produced level to a more finished track that you're like, wow, this actually sounds like it was made in a music studio. But you don't have to export your tracks that way. I understand that a lot of people are 100% DAWless, like I used to be. Now I have more of a hybrid workflow. I don't try to limit myself and I try to take advantage of all the tools necessary, so I do mix in my DAW, but the OP-1 has a built-in mixer, so like you can mix on the OP-1, it's just not going to be as extensive as it is going to be if you export the files. So being able to export these files is what really takes this machine to the next level for me, because it's not just like, oh, I made a beat and it sounds like this. No, it's more like where I start an idea and then I take it further, add guitar, maybe add vocals, you know, it's just the beginning of a song for me. And the other main reason that I got it was the portability factor. I love how small this thing is. Like I said, the battery power is crazy on this thing. You can go days without charging it. So let me show you guys a track that I made on the OP-1, what it sounded like straight out of the OP-1, and then the difference that it made once I exported those tracks into my DAW and processed them further. in my last video I mentioned that this is the new OP-1, meaning the one with the new screen. There's also some things that I wanted to talk about that I noticed different between this one and my old OP-1. When I used to plug up my headphones into my old OP-1, I would get so much noise that I just kind of like got used to it. With this OP-1, I don't get any noise out of my headphones, so I don't know if there was something with the output of my old OP-1. I just assumed that's how it was, because it's like a lo-fi device, or a lot of people see it as a lo-fi device just because, you know, you can't multi-track, but technically you can, because if you export them, then you can. It was just something that I had to become okay with. Like, yeah, the OP-1, you know, it clicks and pops sometimes. Yeah, the tape crackles sometimes, you know, it was things that I got used to. Knowing that the output sounds better and like noticeably better, you know, that kind of makes me okay with recommending this if you're serious about music production. I know that this is definitely expensive, and there's a lot of other things that you could buy for $1,200, like the Digitag Digitone combo, an iPad Pro, a KeyStep Pro with like some nice synthesizers to sequence. Like, there are a lot of things that you can buy for $1,200, especially right now. But what the OP-1 does, nothing does, and I think it's gonna be like that for a while.